Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the final series of the Mental Health Awareness Month of May 2020. Today, we are going to talk about stigma of mental illness. This is a topic that's very, very close to my heart, and I'm hoping by the end of this, I'll have moved you to be as convicted as I am to fight the stigma of mental illness. It is one of the major barriers in seeking help for mental illness. Quite a number of individuals do not want to come to our national referral hospital for fear of being stigmatized, for fear of being labeled. So people are suffering in silence. They stay home, they don't want to look for help. But what is stigma? Stigma is defined as a mark of disgrace associated with a particular circumstance, quality, or a person. So these individuals are labeled as negative in society because they have a mental illness. No one wants to get associated with them. So someone views this individual or someone views you in a negative way because you have a distinguishing characteristic or personal trait that's thought to be or actually is a disadvantage. So someone views you as having a mental illness and thinks that's a disadvantage. We call this a negative stereotype. Many persons with serious mental illness are challenged doubly. On one hand, they are struggling with the symptoms of the disorder and disabilities that result from the disease. This individual is having a psychosis and is having the effects of the psychosis. And on the other hand, you are looking at them. You, the community, you, the society, challenges them by the stereotype and the prejudice that results from your misconception about their illness. So it's double. One side is the illness, the other side is what people think about the illness. As a result of both, people with mental illness are robbed of the opportunities that define a quality life. Good jobs, safe housing, satisfactory healthcare, and affiliation with a diverse group of people. They don't want to employ you because you have gone to a mental institution. I've met clients who say, don't write a report and talking about my going to Utabika. This is because I might lose my job. What are the types of stigma? Two types of stigma exist. One is the public stigma, which is the reaction that the general population has to the people with mental illness. That doesn't stop there. These individuals with mental illness have a prejudice against themselves, and we call that self-stigma, which is a prejudice which people with mental illness turn against themselves. They feel, I have a mental disorder, I have a psychosis, I have a depression, I am not worthy. So these individuals are fighting with two types of stigma, the community and themselves. But today, we're going to start the movement. We're going to talk about how to fight this stigma. I hope by the end of this, we can be able to fight stigma together. One, let us protest inaccurate and hostile representation of mental illness as a way to challenge the stigmas they represent. You're going to find individuals who tell you mentally ill people are very hostile, yet it is the community that is actually more hostile to them. Mental illness is unacceptable. People with mental illness shouldn't do anything. So let us protest this inaccurate and hostile representation. Two, to the media, please, please, please stop reporting inaccurate representations of mental illness. Let us be kind in reporting about mental illness. And to the public, to you watching me today, stop believing the negative views about mental illness. Number two, education is very, very important. And I'm hoping at the end of this series, I've tried to provide as much education as possible. We need to provide information so that the public can make informed decisions about mental illness. We need to push mental health advocacy. The other part is what we call contact. We can further diminish this disorder when members of the general public meet persons with mental illness or who are able to hold down jobs or live as good neighbors in the community. I'm calling upon you, service users who have successfully been treated and were managing the mental illness. Please show these individuals in the public that it can be done. You can be treated and hold down a job. You can be treated for mental illness and live normally. It is very, very important to note that once you have a brain, you who is watching me, once you have a brain, you are at risk of mental illness. That said, how would you want to be treated if you become mentally ill? Think about it. How would you want to be treated if you're mentally ill? Would you want to be stigmatized? Would you want everyone to shun you? Once you answer that question, then we can follow the golden rule together of Leviticus 19:18, and as quoted by Jesus in the New Testament in Matthew 7:12. He describes it as the second great commandment. Do unto others as you'd want them to do unto you. Therefore, be kind to the mentally ill. Thank you.